All right, good afternoon. Hey, let's go take a walk. You can come with me while I do my chores, and we'll talk about whether it's better to rent a homestead or a place to homestead, or is it better to wait and buy your own homestead? I've done both. Right now, I'm currently renting this acre or 1.4 acres or whatever it is. I've owned as much as 65 acres and as little as a quarter acre. And before I sold my last place, I was seeing what I thought were good places at reasonable prices to buy. So I was wanting to get out of where I was anyway, so I sold. And I thought I'd rent this place for a month or two till I found a place I wanted to buy. Well, wouldn't you know it, as soon as I sold, I can't find a place I really like. So I've been here for a while, a little over a year, and then year and a half or something like that. So okay, gotta feed the girls. Here, let me switch you around. Maybe I can't do the old switcheroonie while this is going, but anyway, say hi, girls. I don't know if y'all see that, but hey, no charging the food, okay? Man, they can be so crabby sometimes. So my thought is this. I don't know, if you can't afford it and you know you're going to be in a place a while, I guess you could go ahead and oops, whew, about dumped my feet out. I guess you could go ahead and rent, if the rent's right. The rent's right here. Let me put you over here while I lift this up and talk to you. The rent here isn't bad. Uh-oh, now I'm going to flip you off when I open this. Y'all are just difficult. Probably shouldn't have started trying to film this, but it's getting late in the evening and afternoon, and y'all have plenty of food anyway. I don't know what you're griping about. Yeah, I don't know what you're griping about. So, the pros to renting is that when something happens, you call the landlord. And in a utopian ideal world, they'll come right out and fix it right then. But if you know very many people who's rented, unless maybe you're in an apartment complex, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes they drag their feet. The other is you don't pay property taxes. You pay rent. And that rent goes towards your property taxes. So that's kind of my thought on that. The huge disadvantage for me is you're paying good money. Here, getting all messed up here. You're paying good money. Whoa! Jackpot! Ooh, got 3 eggs today. Days are getting longer. They're starting to lay more now. 50% of them laid today. Yes, I'm very proud of you girls. You too, Joker. Yes, you are a good girl. That's the problem I have. I'm not paying that much really, but every month I'm thinking, wow, I could have took this money and been paying on my own place. And hold on, let me get latch in there. Okay, got it. So that relieves me up. Now, you don't have to pay. You should be paying renter's insurance. But if you were buying it, you'd be paying homeowner's insurance. But I gotta tell you, when I paid homeowner's insurance, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more than renters, but really not that much. So I don't see the big deal. Advantages of owning your own land. If you choose right, and let me say this up front, I would, if it came down to renting a place or buying a place in like a subdivision. I mean, you can have 5-acre lots in subdivisions and still be restricted. If I'm paying on a piece of land, I don't want anybody telling me what I can and can't do. Okay, oh, well, you have to build a house at least 2,000 square feet. Or, you know, see, I got my hands full of eggs, but see those power lines right there? Okay, and right over just past my chicken coop, there's a pipeline. Okay, that means there's an easement through here. You pay for it, or I'm not, I'm paying rent on it, but you pay for that land under and over the pipeline, under the power lines. But you cannot build a permanent structure there because there's an easement here. And that easement ends right at this house. So they tell you, you're buying that land, but you can't build nothing on it. And if it gets too tall, we'll come and mow it for you and charge you for it. So if it came down to renting or buying a place like that, I'd rent, like I'm doing here. I know these people. I've known these people for many years before I rented this place, and I really suspect they don't like being. I know they don't like being landlords. And as soon as I think he made a add-on to this home about 5 or 6 years ago and took out a loan. I think as soon as that loan's up, he's going to put it up for sale, and they would probably offer it to me. But unless it was dirt cheap where I thought I could flip it, there is no way I'd buy this place, because once I get past this house, this is the easement right here. I can't build a permanent structure there. And you know, even though the landlord tells me treat that place like your own, I still know there's things I can't do here. So if you're going to buy a place where you're restricted, look for something else where you're not. I don't care if you have to go farther out. I'm just not one that goes for, well, you can only do this on your land. And I'm not a fan of homeowners associations. I think that's just about as much communist as you can get. Yeah, I know, but it keeps the riffraff out. Okay, so you're choosing to be told how and what you can do on your land just because you don't like somebody's old truck in the yard or something like that. All I can tell you is find a different piece of land. But hey, if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. But I'm just saying, you know, that's not my definition of freedom. So that really gets my goat. And that's why I do not like living in city limits. Even if this place is pretty rural. This is, I mean, I'm right on the outside corner of the city limits. In fact, I think that fence, if I could show you without dropping eggs, I'd show you. That fence back there, I believe, is the city limit border, if you look at the map. This was annexed about 5 or 6 years ago. It used to be in the county. So, still, you're told what you can do. Don't build past the end of the house. That's the easement. Don't build no permanent structures on that probably close to 3/4 of an acre. No, it's maybe a 2/3 acre, something like that. So, yeah, I have a problem with that stuff like that. So, really, that's the biggest thing in my book. If you can live with the restrictions of renting, because see here, I'd love to have some pigs. I'd love to have lots of other things, but city ain't gonna let me have pigs. Neighbors ain't gonna let me have pigs. So that's why I'm still looking for my own place. Also, you know, you got neighbors, you know, fairly close around. I tend to like to burn some caps every once in a while, you know. Not going to happen here. If I do, the cops are going to show up. So I had another thought and I lost it when I was talking earlier. But you know, it's just I guess it comes down to the freedom. If I'm paying on a piece of land, I want the freedom to do what I want to do. Now, you know, this whole, see, right, all that up in there is the front yard. Because I got neighbors, I really can't do what I want to do up there. So I'm restricted again, and I hate that feeling of being restricted. To me, it's just not freedom. But you know, I'm chose it, and I know I chose it short because it's short term, or at least I was hoping it's short term. It's turned out to be over a year, but I just you gotta decide if it's for you. You're going to be told what to do, what to not. Your landlord, I think you're more restricted renting than you are buying. Even if you live in a homeowners association, someplace like that, you're more restricted renting. Unless you just have a understandable landlord who lets you do pretty much whatever you want. And that just ain't happened. I mean, even though the one I know said treat it like your own, I know some of the things I would do, he would have a conniption fit over. So, guys and girls, that's it really. The advantages, disadvantages of renting versus home ownership. There's nothing like owning a piece of ground and being able to do what you want to do. You want to build a chicken house, build a chicken house. You want to put 50 pigs out there, if the land will hold 50 pigs, put 50 pigs out there. You want to put 20 beehives out there, put 20 beehives out there. Not being told, oh, you can't build that, oh, you got to take that down. Just crap like that, and it goes on all the time. So my advice for you people looking to buy or rent a homestead, because right now, here's the thing. Out here, I was going to put some rabbits for my daughter, who's going to raise rabbits. Want to put some beehives out there. And my thought is, do I really want to go through all that work, building rabbit hutches, building beehives, putting them out there, and knowing that one day I'm going to have to pull them up and move again? Where? I don't know. Maybe 5 miles down the road, maybe 500 miles down the road. I don't know. So that's one reason really holding me back on this piece of property. I thought I would have already moved by now. I haven't. You know, life happens. So that is the other main thing. The lack of freedom when you rent or you live in a homeowners association, or you know, sometimes it's just the area you live in is restricted. Power lines, pipelines, crap like that, highways, you know, stuff like that. And that's the two main things. I want a place, even if it's rough and raw land, where I can do what I want to do. Far enough out, if I want to go out and run off 20 or 100 rounds, nobody's getting bent out of shape and calling the sheriff saying there's a war going on over there. But anyway, hey, this video's getting long. Just some things to think about, and my thoughts on renting versus owning, buying home ownership of a homestead. So Donald, 1 acre homesteader, like and subscribe below. Appreciate y'all helping this new channel out. Please share, like, put it on a playlist, whatever you can do, and visit my blog, and please share that as well. And thank you, and I'll have another video soon out. Do this without dropping the eggs.